Welcome to this channel. Today we're going to cover factoring polynomials. But let's start first with what is the greatest common factor? Let's go. So what is the greatest common factor? So basically the greatest common factor is the number or variable that two terms or more have in common. For example, let's see what I mean over here on the first example to our left. xy minus xz. So basically we have two terms, which is this one right here and this one over here. So if we see xy minus xz, we see that they both share an x. So that's basically the greatest common factor over here. So we can just separate the x on the outside. Let's put x, then we'll open a parentheses, and then x times what will give me xy. X times what will give me xy. So if we multiply x by y, well, we can just get xy. So we bring down the minus, and then x times what will give me xz. So a z, a plain z. So this is it. In order to prove if I'm correct, we are just going to distribute that same x, and we're going to work it out. So x times y gives us xy, minus x times z will give us xz. And this is correct because this is our answer, and we just proved it over here with in green. Let's move on to our next example. We have 9 squared x minus 3x. If we see over here, we have two terms. We have this one right here and this one right here. So we need to see what number or what terms these two have in common. So here we see a 9 squared x, which is x to the second power minus 3x. So here I can see that there's a common factor between the 9 and the 3, and then these two share an x. So let's start by putting first the greatest common factor. What number these two share? The 9 and the 3. It would be just the 3. They're both divisible by 3. And then both of these two terms share an x, and I'm going to put it over here. So now 3x times what will give me 9 squared x? Well, 3 times what gives me 9? 3. So x times what gives me x squared? Squared x, sorry. Just an x. We bring down the minus, and then 3x times what multiplied by what will give me 3x. It would just be simply a 1. So let's work it out. 3x times 3x will give us 9 squared x minus 3x minus 1, or 3x minus 1, or 3x times 1 will give us just simply 3x. So this is how we proved it. So that means that our answer right here is correct. Now let's go to this next one. 8m to the third power plus 16 m to the second power and an n. Let's see what this term and this term have in common. Terms are separated usually by a sign, which is a plus or a minus, so just in case you were wondering. So let's go with 8 and 16 have a common factor, which would be 8. Then these two share. This one has 3 m's and this one has 2 m's, which means that they both share 2 m's. So let's just add squared m into here because that's what these two share. These do not share an n, so I'm not putting the n outside the parentheses. So now let's do 8m squared times what will give me 8m to the third power. It would just be simply an m. So then we bring down the plus sign, and 8 squared m times what will give me 16 squared m. And so it would be basically so this is right there. So 8 times what gives me 16, it would be just a 2. And then since we already have an m here, that would just cover this. And then we just need to add an n over here. And now let's just work it out since we're already done. So 8m squared times m will give us 8. And then the exponents, there's always a 1 if it's by itself. So if we multiply the powers, we add the powers. So basically, m, we just add the little numbers over here on top, the exponents. If we're multiplying the exponents, we usually add them. That's the rule. So it would just be a 3. And then 8m squared plus 2n, it would just be 8 times 2. 8 times 2 will just be 16. And then we have an m2 over here, and then the n that we could not factor out because it was not common, we'll just put it right here. And this is our answer. Well, this is how we proved it, and this right here is our answer. Okay. Well, I hope that these 3 examples gave you a better understanding of what the greatest common factor is, and that's just the basics of factoring polynomials, but hopefully this helps you. I will be uploading a series of videos in which I will be helping to factor binomials, trinomials, polynomials in general. So if you liked it, please thumbs up and subscribe if you would like, and let me know in the comments if you have any more questions. I'm sure that I'll be able to answer them as soon as possible. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.